Let's go and talk to Kui. Well, actually, let's talk to the people all in here. Oh, Crimson Karma.
Greetings, I am Crimson Karma, known in the prosperous East for my swordsmanship. I came here to test my abilities, but have found my will and purity of spirit tested as well. Forgive me, I shall not speak so to a spectator. If you have questions, you should speak to Kui the promoter. Can I ask you a few questions about the arena? Your eyes tell me that you have already seen much in the way of battle. Ask what you will. I welcome another worthy challenger among the ranks. How is this arena structured? With its 3 divisions, this is the Empire's largest tournament. Some, like me, come for the challenge. Others, like Raging Ox, come for the coin. How do I start fighting? Kui the promoter points the way in this place. Be warned though, he does not always see the path before he sets you upon it. What path are you talking about? Just be aware that this place does not always hold the fighter's best interests at heart. Let's go back to my other questions. Let's talk about the Imperial City. I have not been here as long as some of the others, but I will answer as well as I can. Do you want to know about this area, the Scholar's Garden, or the city in general? As I'm sure you know, this is the capital of the Jade Empire. The city itself is built around the Emperor's Gate, the massive passage into Emperor's lands through the wall. Is there any way through the Emperor's Gate? The gate saw frequent use in the past, but now Emperor's son allows no one to pass through. Then again, he has flyers at his disposal, I suppose. Do you know any of the history of the wall? The wall's defensive role has long since been eclipsed by but it remains an ever-expanding monument to the Empire's strength. All land within it is the Emperor's own. Let me ask another area about other areas of the city, of course. Tell me about the Scholar's Garden. They're learned men and worthy of respect, but they can teach me little of the sword. The garden lies across the waterway past the nobles' houses and is open day and night. I want to hear about other areas around here. Oh god. Around the heart of the Empire Tavern is the market district, bustling with open markets and hawkers. It's vibrant, full of life, and even louder than a battlefield. Let's talk about something else. You clearly dislike this place. Why not just leave? Mind, spirit, and body must all be tested. You can achieve peace in a garden, but you earn it on the battlefield. Goals reached without trial are not so easily kept. That makes a certain kind of sense. Many philosophies agree with me. Many do not. The ensuing debates are no less a field of battle than this one. Not all battles are fought with weapons. Sorry, checking my phone. That's all I want to ask for now. May your battles bring you peace. Pretty lazy. I hate the constant push of the crowds, don't you? At least I will be gone from here soon. That's why I cheer for Iron Soldier. He sneers at the crowds, the fighters, even the system, and none of them can defeat him. You must be new around here. I may not care to spend time with the people who frequent this place, but I remember faces. What do you want from me? Tell me about yourself. I keep an eye on things for Soldier, see? I even help him train and work out any tension he might be feeling after a fight. What type of things do you keep an eye on? New fighters like yourself. I also try to keep tabs on what Kai Lan the Serpent and his goons Lucky Chow are up to. What can you tell me about Kai Lan the Serpent? He's no one to worry about. You're not important enough to catch his gaze, and if you're smart, you'll keep it that way. Tell me about Lucky Chow. People talk to Lucky Chow if they want to
bet big on one of the fights. He won't take silver from you if you're a fighter, and he doesn't know you very well. However, Cho collects on his bets in the hardest way possible. It's a bad idea to cross him. Feel free to test his patience if you don't believe me. Can we talk about you and the soldier again? What do you want to talk about? How do you help soldier train? I help him any way he needs me to. I'm even starting to learn some of his skills. Though I'm a long way from his skill, not many can match him. What sort of things do you keep an eye on? Soldier suffers from a lot of tension. Let's say that my treatment methods are more unorthodox than Dr. Arn's, but no less effective. They're also much more enjoyable. They're also much more enjoyable for us both. Let's change the subject entirely. Followed by me. Can I ask you some questions about the city? I've got better things to do than discuss the city. If you want to know about it, bathe the outcries usually barking outside this building. He's paid to be full of useless information. I should get back to what I was doing. Off you go. Soldier and I have things to discuss.
Another pathetic gawker here to bask in the glory that is Iron Soldier, the Silver Division champion? What in all the Empire do you want?
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
I'm going to waste my time on a pathetic dirt kicker like yourself? Not a chance. And please, don't bother firing yourself up to challenge me out of some fool notion of pride. Things aren't done that way here. The guards stop all fighting unless it happens in the pit, or they want it to happen.
I bet you really haul in the fans with that attitude.
Real men don't need people stroking their egos all the time.
They don't actively try to sour everyone's day for their own gratification.
Just leave me alone. I don't talk to spectators.
Excuse me, cutting off my babe. Screw you, I'll beat you.
Hello there.
Hapless Han.
I'm Han, though fans and, well, everyone else call me Hapless Han. It's not such a bad thing. Fighting in the lower divisions means I never run afoul of the Ravager. Our current champion has nearly killed his last two opponents. See, I look on the bright side of things. Even if my losses make people call me hapless, are numbers really that important? In my mind, it's trying your best that counts. You know, looking at you, I'd say you could hold your own in the arena. Are you thinking of signing up, or was there something else you need?
How can I join
You need to talk to Kui, the promoter. He'll start you out. It'll be great to have someone new around the place. You're new to this arena, aren't you? I'm happy to help you out. Do you want to know how to sign up, or are you just curious about the events? Every warrior here starts out in the qualifying round, where they face a lot of the hopefuls. If you're doing well, you'll end up facing me. After that, there are the bronze, silver, and gold divisions, each of which has its own champion and unique trials. I'm sure Kui the promoter can outline those for you. You need to talk to Kui. He will handle all the paperwork and give you some good advice on getting started. Sounds good to me.
Let's go back to my other question. How well do you know the
I'm sure you can find your way around, but I've been here all my life. I can tell you about the scholars, the common folk, and even a bit about the Emperor himself.
I'm interested in hearing
Emperor's son is a savior to the Empire. He created a never-ending supply of water for us. It's just too bad his daughter isn't a bit more respectful of tradition. Then again, her father has changed the way things are done, so I suppose that's to be expected.
What kind of changes has the Emperor made?
He sealed himself away in the palace. When in the time of the drought, he was a leader and an inspiration. It's a shame that he's become so private. At his last appearance, he seemed so full of life. It was like he hadn't aged a day in 20 years. Perhaps trying to curtail his daughter keeps him young.
How is the princess disrespectful?
Princess Leon is a willful child, they say. But don't take that to mean I know her personally, but everyone says she's willful. To be fair, that could be good in a ruler. Still, you have to respect tradition. I'm not exactly sure what she's done that's so bad, but I know it set the nobles aflame with gossip. He sealed himself away. It's a shame that he's...
Yep. Never mind. Traditions should change if they are no longer relevant.
and I would never question the Emperor. He is a visionary leader. It's just that before, we could see where he was leading. Still, I see what you're saying. Look at the endless flow of water he brought to the Empire. It's new, and he changed the face of the palace to pour the water forth to the lands. The first change to the palace since the time of sagacious Chen, in fact. That's a good reason to break with tradition, and one we all understood. Hiding himself away, however, that's something no one understands, and that isn't right.
Let's go back to my other questions. What are your impressions
I
of
like
the
them.
scholars?
Half are as crazy as a drunken chicken, but they occasionally come up with some ingenious ideas like the Flyers. You'll find that the most revered scholars tend to keep to their garden. Given their lively debates, that's probably safest for the rest of us. If you're curious, the garden lies at the far side of the richer quarters of the city, across the waterway from here.
Let's hear
Common
about
folk from the
common.
Imperial City consider themselves superior to all other common folk, which is just silly if you ask me. The prevailing thought is that everyone outside the city has all the culture of a sunburned ox. Aside from that, the people here are the same as everywhere else. Some good, some bad. I'm happy
let's
to
talk
help.
about something else. That's all I
Right
need
you
from
are. Take care.
Oi. Go down there in a minute.
If you want to
Sung
talk, Brother Bo is better at it than I am.
If you must pester one of us, then make it my brother, Sung Bo.
I'm sorry. You would speak with the Sung brothers? We have no time for simple gawkers. Why not bother someone like hapless Han? He's always willing to waste time with the spectators.
Cast the stones, brother. The 6 triangles of portent indicated that new competition would advance our goals.
Did they really? Surprising.
Well then, it seems my brother and the Fates would encourage you to participate in the arena. You should speak with Kui the promoter. Until you prove yourself, leave us be.
You look like you have freaking what is it? Stirrups for earrings. I didn't want to talk to Kui yet. God damn it.
Intolerable. One more mistake, Kui, and I'll have you retired. Finding someone else is your problem. But enough. Find a solution and leave me alone.
This is not an appropriate time to... Wait a moment. You have the look of a fighter about you. Those hands, that stance, even your eyes. I'd know that look anywhere. You must be here to join the most glorious contest in the Empire. Isn't it fortunate that Lucky Cho and I were just discussing how this place needs an M-fusion of new blood?
The fighters here are skilled, but you would fare better than many of them. I hear the winnings are lucrative as well.
Come with me a moment and we'll engage
I know
in
they keep
some
on cutting him off.
dissertation about the best decision you'll ever make. This is turning out to be an excellent day, most ostentatious indeed.
Don't you mean
I
auspicious?
apologize if I'm using words beyond your grasp. Very few people can match either the supply or the command of my language.
Of course, silly me to bring it up. What are you
A
saying?
single glance tells me you are a remarkable woman with the perfect mix of strength and grace to grab a crowd's imagination.
What are
The
you
question
getting at?
is, can you fight? Are you worthy of the arena? I say the answer is a clarion and resounding yes. I've heard that you were asking around and talking to some of our best and brightest. Your interest tells me all that I need to know about you. What say we get you signed up for the greatest attraction in all the Empire? The arena awaits.
Well, before I agree to anything, I need to know the rules of this.
Here you
tournament.
fight for silver. Glory is yours for the taking if you value it. The rewards start small, but in the gold division, you could easily retire on your winnings. In fact, our last champion, Raging Ox, did just that. Suddenly up and left to enjoy his winnings, clearing the way for the Ravager to take his place. You'll start low and advance on my say-so, but I can already tell you're going to excel in this place. You'll not languish in the qualifiers for long.
Excel? Right. If I join the arena, who or what
you will face the flashing blade of Crimson Kana, the stern resolve of Iron Soldier, and the, troublesome triumvirate of the Sung Brothers. If you defeat these veterans, you will face the Ravager, our newest champion, who tore his way through the divisions to replace the now retired Raging Ox. Go ask them yourselves if you want to know more. Hapless Hans faced more than a few of them too, if you want his perspications.
I want to join the arena.
That's the spirit of the thing. Now, what name precedes you in your travels?
I am called Eden Evergreen. I would rather keep that to myself. I am egregious provocateur, respected scholar, and grower of pipeweed. I'm shocked you haven't heard of me. Do I want to spread my name around? I would rather keep that to myself.
Have a bit of a past that you'd rather not catch up with you? You're not the first. Think of something that would sound engaging, ringing down from the rafters. That's how we'll bill you.
I usually go with Silver Phoenix. I want to be called Raging Dragon. Bill me as Silver Phoenix. Call me Tiger Lifts the Mountain.
Silver Phoenix. Silver Phoenix. Conjures up quite an image. Are you certain?
Yes. That's
then
what
that is what you shall have. Come and tell me when you're ready for a fight, and I'll get you started. Since you're new, you'll start in the qualifying rounds. The money's small at that level, but it's there. Any other questions?
That's all I need to know.
You should talk to the other fighters now and then. They will be watching you, and you should get to know them as well.
We're all one big happy family.
You're a big happy idiot, Han.
As you can see, they always have something to say.
Tell me about my first
fight.
For
your first match, we'll start you off against a mighty ogre. I'll be watching your style closely to see how you fare. Impress me, and I'll take you to the top. Even our great champions start out against the ogre. Take Raging Ox, who danced around the beast singing drunkenly to earn the crowd's favor, or the Ravager, who defeated him in a single blow. I should take a moment and explain the system we use here.
Yes, please explain the procedures.
I like to keep things simple and organized. Any other way, and things get more convoluted than the celestial court on the Emperor's birthday. When you're ready for your match, ask me about it, and I'll give you a quick summary of your opponent. I'll be setting up your matches, of course. Various enchantments woven in this place keep the fights from being deadly, but they're no less real. You'll feel the pain if you don't keep your defense up. Are you ready to get started?
No,
if that's the decision you want to make, it's your profanation. You just let me know when you've changed your mind.
There's nothing else.
I must say, I'm disappointed. You're ready to start your career, but you walk away. Insuspicious beginnings, my friend.
I'll be right back. I just want to... There's also in there I want to talk to, but... Creature pens. Okay, I know that I can come down here later to find out some suspicious things.
Fascinating. How very interesting to meet you. Fate may have robbed me of my sight at a young age, but I can still sense the energy within your meridians. Impressive, and yet somewhat strange.
What's strange about my energy?
I don't know what it is about you exactly, but I would say you have been trained like no other warrior in this place. What I do know is that several of the techniques pioneered by what we call the new schools would have astonishing effects on one with your energy.
The new schools of what?
Introduction. I am Dr. An, acupuncturist. You are one of the arena's contestants, are you not? I hear talk that you are one of the most promising new contenders. But I should not prattle on at you. What do you need from me?
Show me what you have to sell.
Look.
Superior Intuition Gem, Superior Intuition Gem. Don't need any of them. Look at this. Cleansed body and mind. Health plus 15. Focus plus 15. Once a body has been purified in the correct manner with all the focuses and pressures of the body in proper balance, one will find one's strength greatly increased and more able to resist the hardships of life and mind clearer hardships of life and the mind clearer, more ready to adapt. Health plus 10, chi minus 2. The body is a harbour for many poisons and toxins that accumulate within. Without the proper steps to release these poisons, the body can become slow and sluggish. By clearing these and allowing the blood to flow more freely, a person can become much more vigorous. This new rush of health has a slight disrupting effect on that person's chi. Focus plus 10, intimidation minus 1. A clear mind can see truly where a clouded one cannot. Removing the imbalances from the body that distract the mind can greatly increase one's clarity and focus. This new thoughtfulness will make an individual seem slightly distracted to those who do not understand. Charm plus 2, chi minus 4. A clear complexion is the hallmark of a healthy and attractive individual. By correctly balancing the focuses within one's body, one can improve one's outward appearance. Such vanity does true enlightenment no favours. Okay, so I'll come back for those.
Well, are you here for a treatment or simple socializing?
Okay, tell me more about what you do here.
Acupuncture is the process of healing the body through the release of its own energies. There are other applications, such as an understanding of the pressure points of the body as well. I release these healing energies through the very precise insertion of needles into the skin. It truly is an art. Acupuncture is also most ancient science, studied as long as the Empire has stood. Those studies benefit the warriors in this place most directly.
How can you perform acupuncture when you're blind?
How can you fight in the dark? We learn these things through study and discipline. The nerves of the hand are incredibly sensitive. The eyes can be fooled by something as insubstantial as light. I would not say that losing my sight at a young age was a gift, but I have not let it become a burden either.
How do these treatments work?
My techniques for releasing your untapped inner energies are newer and slightly more radical, but even they benefit from a century of research and years of practice.
Tell me more.
Put simply, your body possesses incredible energies, some of which can fall out of balance, putting the body at risk of disease. Acupuncture releases blockages in your body's meridians, natural pathways for this energy, allowing your body to restore its balance.
How does this allow you to make people stronger?
The new schools have found ways to optimize the body's energy pathways to make you stronger than you would be normally. You would have to practically abandon your pursuit of martial prowess to understand them more fully, but you have other skills to hone.
What benefits could I receive from your skills?
Used properly, can enhance your strength, restore your inner vitality, and unlock energies you barely knew your body held. The only thing I have found I am unable to affect with my needles is your inner magic. It seems even acupuncture has its limits.
Can we talk about something else?
Only through the broadening of our conversations can we broaden our minds.
Can you answer some questions about
I'm afraid I can't help you. I know all the fighters, but I'm not at liberty to discuss them. I'm certain you understand the ethics at stake. My knowledge of their strengths and weaknesses would be a weapon in the wrong hands.
I should let you
May all 9 orifices stay solvent, qualifier.
Can we go? No. Go. Let's talk to Kui.
I want to hear that you're ready for your next fight. What do you need? For your first match, we'll start you off against a mighty ogre. I'll be watching your style closely to see how you... I like to keep things simple and organized. Any other way, and things get more convoluted than the celestial court on the Emperor's birthday. Excellent. Follow me and we'll get you ready for your next match.
A new warrior does battle with the Beast.
So, drink while you're in the middle of a game. That's what I do.
That was an impressive beginning. Normally I'd have started you off against something easier, but you practically ooze potential. You've caught the eyes of the other fighters as well. Go ask them if you don't believe me.
That really was a fantastic bout.
Beating the ogre's nothing special. I could have done better bound and blinded.
Sometimes you don't even need to ask. One fight does not make a champion, though. There are many more opponents ahead of you. Let's move on, shall we?
Tell me about my next fight.
Since you held your own against the ogre brute last time, I'm going to try something exciting for the crowd. I've got 4 boys from some school west of the city who've been bothering me for some tougher matches. I'm giving you all of them at once. It'll wow the crowd and teach them a lesson at the same time. Remember to watch your sides and back. Are you ready to get started?
Yes, let's begin.
Excellent. Follow me and we'll get you ready for your next match.
Four students test their skills against one master.
Damn, he got me.
Those boys won't be back anytime soon. Losing as a group to one opponent would shame a peasant, let alone a student of the martial arts.
Tell me about my next fight.
Starting to catch on to you. Have you noticed? People like you, and now I'm going to make sure they pay attention. I'm going to have a roughly hewn statue hauled into the ring. I want you to disconstructulate it. Destroy the statue quickly enough, and I'll give you a shot at hapless Han. Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Unyielding stone meets the press of time.
Damn it. Come on. I'm not even kidding it. I've lost my phone. Whoops.
Excellent work. You have vested time itself in destroying that statue. No mean feat, I assure you.
Tell me about my next fight.
To face hapless Han. Show me you're ready for the big time, and I'll make sure you don't have to dance with the children anymore. Are you ready to get started? Excellent.
Yes, let's
Follow me, and we'll get you ready for your next match.
Can Silver Phoenix surpass Hapless Han and leave the qualifying division?
Sorry, Han.
You dealt with Han very well. I knew you would. All of our professional fighters move past him eventually.
Kui, that will be enough. I bring you a message from my employer, Kai Lan the Serpent. He is impressed with how far you have come in such a short while. The Serpent wants you to know that he is watching your progress very closely. He is most interested to see how you fare in the Bronze Division. Kui, you may breathe again. That is all I had to say.
Well, that was good, I think.
Tell me more about Kai Lan.
He has a distinct interest in the proceedings here. He is an ex-champion, you see. He retired some time ago, even before Raging Ox, who was the champion before the Ravager. Kai Lan couldn't leave the arena alone, though. He has become a very important man here with the help of a group called the Guild.
Why do you let Lucky Cho
Lucky Cho is a
Queen?
thug, pure and simple, but he's very good at what he does. He's also a member of the Guild and reports directly to Kai Lan. Kai Lan oversees things here in the arena, and the Guild ensures that the authorities leave us in peace.
Enough about them. Can you tell me more about the Guild?
The Guild is the organization that controls all of the betting in this place. That gives them considerable sway. It is good that they are happy with your progress. Between us, the Guild is also involved in more illicit activities. They are very sensitive about remaining an open secret. Many know about them, but few acknowledge that fact. Right now is a particularly dangerous time, as one of the leaders of the Guild has recently been inhumed. Kai Lan sees this as an opportunity. Do not discuss them openly. The Guild has many ears. You may ask some of the others in the arena about them if you wish, but I would not bring it up to just anyone.
I'll be careful who I talk to.
A wise decision. Very wise. For the sake of your career, I suggest that you limit any questions you have to your fellow fighters.
Well done! That fight was much better than this wine. With all the pure water pouring from the palace, you'd think they might have learned how to make wine that didn't taste like goat piss.
Black Whirlwind, that is you. Are you back to...
No, just here visiting, and making sure nothing happens to your newest fighter.
So you won't be...
No, leave it alone, Kui. You know better than to bring this up. Just mind your business, promoter, and I'll mind mine.
You travel in curious company. Regardless, when you're ready, come talk to me again and we'll discuss your next match.
Hold on, Kui. How do you know
I know
Black
him, yes, but I know better than to contravigate his wishes. If you want to talk about it, ask him. I'm staying out of it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must prepare for your entry into the Bronze Division. It will take me a bit of time before you'll be ready for your next fight. You should talk to the other fighters here. They've been watching you and are getting nervous. Of course, I'll need more time than that for these preparations.
What kind of preparations?
It's just a matter of preparing the proper documents. Why don't you kill the time by making your way out into the city? See the sights. Maybe visit the Golden Way or the Scholar's Garden. Actually, that reminds me. A woman was here watching your fight against Hapless Han, dressed all in black and veiled. She seemed impressed with your preference. Just before she left, she told me to tell my new fighter that she was still waiting to see you. She said you'd know where. Sounds like quite the invitation.
Mm-hmm.
The brothers Sung greet our fellow combatant warmly. I am Sung Bo, this is my little brother Boo, and my older brother Sui.
Do not bother me. Introductions merely clutter the mind.
I don't think they was bothering you, Sui. It's Bo being talked to.
Han falls to your strikes, as have so many before. Now that you have entered the Bronze Division, we shall see how you truly fare. Now, what did you need?
What can you tell me about the guild?
We can tell you to be careful whom you ask about such things. Secrets kept in the open are the most sensitive.
Who is Kai Lan?
The serpent who dwells in the shadows of this place. Like an air spirit, he is everywhere and yet invisible to the eye.
Brother Sui puts it well. Kai Lan the Serpent is the guild's will in this place, powerful enough that only the brave or foolish discuss him at any length.
What does the guild
Besides
do
running the most expansive betting operation in the Empire, I speculate that they do much more than that, but we have been smart enough not to find out. We question things in the arena, though. For example, why are we allowed to fight as one body when the rules suggest such a thing should be illegal? The guild cares more for a good show than fair play. Good shows keep the bet money flowing, especially if a favored fighter were to suddenly and surprisingly lose.
I want to ask something else.
A wise choice. The guild always prefers that people not speak of them. Now, what do you need to know?
Can we talk about some
You
of
have
the
earned the
fighters
right
around
to
here?
ask about your peers. Would you like to know about Soldier, or our current champion, the Ravager?
Let's talk about you. Why are you allowed to fight?
It seems unfair, does it not? However, you must ask yourself if you wish to be beheaded instantly when you consider this topic.
Why would I be beheaded?
Let us put it this way. Individually, each of us is an excellent warrior, fast, strong, or smart as it may be. When we faced the Ravager individually, he beat us quite handily.
What made you start fighting together then?
Word spread that the Ravager boasted that he could beat all of us together. And so we accepted. He was victorious. Those who guide this arena were so pleased with the spectacle that they created a new challenge. Us. The thought was that anyone who couldn't defeat the brothers Sung would be obliterated by the Ravager. I'm sure we have saved more than a few lives.
It sounds like you're unhappy with the situation.
I prefer not to give that impression, but we have been placed in this situation by the Ravager, whose deadly nature requires our presence. In time, perhaps, that will change. We will see.
Enough
Would
about
you like
you.
to
I
know
want to know
about
about
Soldier?
the other fighters.
There's a mysterious one. He left the Imperial Army under circumstances. His skills quickly earned him a high rank in this contest. I expect he saw things during his time of service that would blanch the ever-rosy face of Jolly Ying Sun the Intoxicated. And yet, pretty Lili is always hanging off him. We have often speculated why she is so interested in him, but such things are not fit for polite discussion.
Tell me about the
There
Ravager.
is something unnatural about that one.
He smells bad, too. Like he's sick all the time or something.
Though my brothers sound like offended courtesans, they have a point. We can't deny the Ravager's abilities, but he lacks precision.
Is he just incredibly strong
Strength
then?
is part of his technique. In fact, he may be the strongest fighter here in years. Stronger even than Raging Ox, our last champion. The Ravager's prowess lies in his incredible stamina. Blows that would fell lesser men are like the bite of a gnat to him. If you face him, use your strongest techniques.
Okay. Let's go back to my other questions. Let's talk about the city.
We don't know nothing about the army.
Please excuse Brother Boo. He occasionally feels the need to speak on things to which he has not given his full attention.
Can you answer some questions about the city?
We should not discuss the city, brother, while we are within its bounds.
Do the stars show the dragons in ascension again? Then we should not speak of the city for now. The very topic is risky. Please accept our apologies. I'm certain one of the others would be happy to tell you about the city.
Okay. Let's talk about the city in general.
We don't know nothing about the army.
Please
Okay. Can you answer some questions about the city? Blah, blah, blah. Basically what I went through. That's all I need to know from you.
Oh yes, we shall see you around. Of that you can be sure.
What money did I get?
While I cannot see you, your appearance... Hapless Han stumbled in here for yet another treatment after you defeated him. Impressive handiwork, though I find myself in a position to wish you were less skilled, especially with Han. He is a continual strain on my time.
What's wrong with treating Han?
I think you misunderstand the situation. I have no problems treating Han, but I receive no compensation for tending to injuries. I shouldn't complain, though. The arena pays me to look after you fighters, and Han's constant injuries have helped me hone my healing skills to a razor edge. Of course, have a look.
Let's see, can I get any of these yet? Let's go with the porcelain sphere. Let's talk to Han. Nope.
Boy, that sure was something. I wouldn't have wanted to be me out there, except that I was. But I learned so much from facing you. Next time I should try some of that fancy stuff you do. I'm not exactly sure how you did it, though.
Pay attention when you fight. Make the enemy's moves your own.
That's a good idea. I tend to focus on myself more than others. Perhaps I can learn some new tricks. Thanks for the encouragement.
Tell me about the
You're
people
already
who
past
fight
me. Now that you're a real fighter, the others will likely open up about themselves if you ask. I know a little about Soldier, if you want to hear my take on him. But we could also talk about Kana, if you're curious about her.
Why don't you tell me about
My father is a smith of great renown, and he always wanted me to follow in his footsteps. But I couldn't. My blades would be brittle, and even simple ironwork would be clunky. Eventually, I had to leave home.
Why did you have to leave?
My father is no longer my father. More precisely, I'm no longer a son in his eye. I wasn't sure what to do after being cast from my home, but coming east to the city made sense.
Where did you learn to fight?
I was never properly trained. I've learned what I have from watching the fights here, practicing hard and staying focused. That's my story. One day I'll make it here, and my father will have to be proud of me. This is my chance to be someone great, and I'm sticking to it.
Tell me about
He's one of the most experienced fighters here, but he's hardly a mentor. He's boastful, insulting, and a general pain. The fans love to hate him, though. He is an exceptional fighter. Years of military training will do that to you. He's currently the champion of Silver Division, which tells you something about his skills. That's all I can think of regarding Soldier. He keeps to himself most of the time.
You two sound like a pair of old crones talking about their neighbors. Everything you need to know about me is right over here.
I really respect Kana. She's undefeated, did you know? Made it all the way to Bronze Division champion without a loss. I know she's from the prosperous East, but for an Easterner, she's very reserved. Easily the most disciplined of us all. She's going to teach her style to the first person who can best her in the arena. People have been really excited about that because her sword is so deadly. Of course.
Let's go back to my other questions.
It's always nice of you to stop by and chat. A lot of people who move past me in the arena never look back.
You look a shade better than the usual cowardly dogs we get through here. Just a shade, though. So you've earned the right to talk to me. Lucky you. Iron Soldier's the name, though everyone just calls me Soldier. You may as well do the same. You ground the hapless one beneath your feet like everyone else does, huh? Han's pathetic for wasting time on the hopefuls, if you ask me. Then again, watching Han stumble to Dr. On every time he tries to handle the real Bronze Division fights is one of the most entertaining things about this place. I don't pay attention to the Bronze Division. Who has time for all the hopefuls and their empty dreams? Now go on and leave me alone. We've got nothing to talk about.
I always just believe
Given half the chance, yes. If you can't handle it, you don't need to talk to me. There are some people who call the way I operate walking the low path, but they're fools.
Tell me more about
Talking about the low path is an attempt to deride the philosophy of those of us who see the truth. There's no real altruists in this world, just people who explain their actions with reasons that are easily palatable to the masses. I refuse to kowtow to those kind of lies. I'm a warrior. People either challenge me and grow stronger, or run away like weaklings.
That philosophy can't own
Like I care. It's in my nature to rail against simpering fools, and by being true to the discord I cause, I'm made that much stronger. That's all there is to it. I'm not here to hash this over with you. If you want that, go bother the scholars or one of those saps in the Black Leopard School on the hill. Good.
I'll talk to you later.
Go bother someone else.
Han lacks the competitive drive to progress beyond his current position, but he is skillful enough, beyond a doubt your victory. Lucky Cho mentioned the guild. I need to know your thoughts on that. The guild has made this a place of spiritual trials. Kai Lan the Serpent heads their activities here. It is but one part of their larger operation, but their practices disgust me. What can you tell me of the Serpent? He is the real power behind Kui, Lucky Cho, and all the rest. He bends the fighters to his will, but I will not be his puppet. The Serpent will never guide my sword. What role does the guide play? Kai Lan's thugs are but a portion of the larger guild, fixing fights and adjusting the odds in their favor. There are rumors of extortion and worse, but it's best not to speak of it. Why does the Empire put up with the guild? Dishonor exists everywhere. The guild exists in an easy truce with the officials. And in a steady stream of bribes aids the relationship from what I hear. God. My eyes are acting up today. I'm getting all tripping over my tongue. Others say the arena recruits for the Lotus Assassins, and it is a theory worth considering. Does my blade somehow aid these assassins that threaten my homeland? I pray not. Good, it is a sensitive subject, particularly in this place. I have some questions about the fighters around here. At this point in your career, the higher ranking fighters will tell you about themselves. Still, you must see a thing from many angles to truly know it. I can tell you about myself, of course, and I know Hapless Han relatively well. I could also tell you something of the beast they have here. I'd like to hear about you, Kana. I am from Phoenix Gate, the largest city in the prosperous East. There is a development of There I developed my own techniques of weapon combat. I have vowed to teach them to anyone who can best me. Why have you come here specifically? Every city has its masters. I came here to compete against the Empire's best, and I have managed to hold my own. Is there anyone else you wish to ask about? Tell me about Hapless Han. Han's intriguing. While his skill is small, he shows no envy and learns from every encounter. I wonder if he stays in the qualifiers so he can face every new fighter. You think he throws fire? It's hard to say with him. Perhaps his smile is that of the full and satisfied tiger, not vacant, as the others believe. Is there anyone else you would like to know about? What can you tell me about the beast? A number of different creatures are used here to add to the spectacle. Ogres are commonplace, but more recently some sort of subhuman creature has been appearing in the ring. I've heard rumours though, that the arena organisers are planning on bringing demons into the ring, somehow. I suppose we'll see in time if there's any truth to that. Let's go back to my other questions. That's all I want to ask you for now. May your battles bring you peace. Let's see. Qui?
Many people try to break into the Bronze Division and fail miserably. You should be proud of yourself.
You deserve it. It was an honor to face you.
Crimson Kana is the champion of this round. You'll have to face her eventually. Be ready when you do. Your next fight? I'd love to, but I'm still arranging the details of your entry into the Bronze Division. Besides, didn't you have some mysterious lady in black looking to meet you? Hardly an invitation I'd turn down.
Well, off we go.
You're one of the fighters now, aren't you? Silver Phoenix, was it? Well, there's nothing for you to do here. I take bets, and you don't get to bet when you're a fighter, so push off.
You are such a dick. Okay, let's go and talk to the others. And then we'll probably head off to talk to the princess.
Yes? How can this humble bunmaster assist you today?
What are your thoughts on
Asking
our
the
situation?
same question over and over and expecting a different answer. That is the definition of a pestering and overbearing wife. Please try to stop reminding me of my missing missus. It is a memory too painful to bear.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I don't really think there's anything to talk to.
What do you want?
We should talk about your time in the Imperial Arena.
I've told you to watch your back, and that's all you need to hear for now. If anything needs to be done beyond that, I'll do it.
What would need to be done?
I don't know. Hopefully nothing, but I'm keeping my eyes open. You just carry on and know that the Black Whirlwind's got your back. Not literally, of course. I respect you too much to go grabbing anything posterior.
Oh, thanks. If you're keeping something from me now,
I'm not keeping anything too important. Like I said, if it gets important, I'll do something about it.
Okay. Forget it. Let's move on to something else.
You've got bigger things to worry about than me anyway. Not much bigger, mind you. Whatever.
Okay. Talk to you guys later. Let's go and meet up with the princess.
A group.
Is there anything around here? Nope.